Community music means to me any place and any environment where creativity and music making can be happening at any time. And the reason why that's so important is because community and music at the heart are built from the same things. It's about sharing a flame of information from one place to another in a way that many can burn at the same time.
Making music in the community to me is sharing stories and exploring sounds with people who may or may not have completely different life experiences to you, and finding fun in that and finding something new in these relationships.
So the idea behind the course over the last couple of days has been to give people a bit of an induction into what it might mean to make music with people outside of the traditional realms of the concert platform. The whole message of the course is about how they might bring out the best in people that they're working with and create something that's artistically excellent with whoever is in the room with them. And that could be people living with dementia, people living with other long-term health conditions, can also be young people, older people, and enabling them to do activities that make them feel the best they possibly can.
We've been looking at techniques for getting groups comfortable, for getting to know people, for getting those people to feel comfortable about having ideas and playing things and trying some things out. So with that, there's a lot of work away from instruments that we've been exploring, and a lot of those things are quite new. There's some really useful techniques there. And then also there's been quite a bit of discussion as well about the nature of work as an artist working in music and sound, and what that means and what it means to be a musician in the society in the broadest sense of the word.
It's just really interesting to be kind of led to the similarities between this kind of experimental composition world and what might work in a community context where people don't read sheet music or aren't trained musicians or have anxieties about performing, those kinds of things.
Actually, it surprised me how quickly I sort of came out of my shell a little bit. I'm always, especially approaching the course community work, I was very sort of a bit full of dread, but within sort of half an hour, and I think Tim and Eve have done this on purpose. They've used the exact same techniques that they would use on kids, on us, to get us to sort of open up. So I was, it's nice to actually experience that. So I know now that those techniques work because they worked on me, so they'll probably work on a bunch of kids.
Joe, you start. We'll start it at the same time, a clap going round in this direction, and see if one can catch up with the other. I've never tried that. I don't think it will work. Let's give it a go. Okay. And
I've loved every single activity we've done on this course. This is right up my street, so I've had a terrific time. Lots of musical games, lots of learning through play, lots of interacting with each other in a way that we maybe haven't necessarily. I think it's been really fascinating to see how already we are growing as individual artists, but also as a cohort. And so some of the exercises we're doing on this course, we're still seeing a slightly different side to people that we maybe hadn't seen in the previous few months. And that's really exciting to see where we could go as a group and how we can harness that.
They're skills that are so transferable across everything we do and so important. Music is not just limited to performance, which there's definitely a bit of a kind of stigma around this, especially in the kind of London classical music scene. And it's so important to learn these skills to take it further, and we can do much more with our talent and skills rather than just be standing on a concert hall stage.
I've really grown confidence over the last few days that I can lead in community music if I'd want to, and in those settings. Yeah, I feel a sense of confidence and also maybe more duty now.
with the young artists that we're working with, I think they're at a unique point in our culture, and the world really is changing at the moment. And what I hope this generation of young artists will do is start to embody the idea of a musician that is really flexible and responsive to the larger needs of our culture, which desperately need cultural and artistic activities. So for artists now, starting out there, they're in their 20s, I would like to think that for them, the idea of doing kind of residencies is the normal thing, and the idea of doing stuff that's off platform is the normal part of their practice. Concerts in a formal part on a stage are one element of a whole range of things that they do, and I'd really love it if in 20 years' time we're looking back and seeing that actually the generation that are there starting their careers now have really begun to revolutionise the whole process of formal music making, and it's a far more inclusive and communicative and useful thing.
So I'm hoping that the course that is currently being run creates an opportunity for young people to connect with those values in themselves and explore that in a way that they can then continue to make this a thing that they increase their career with.